All right, what's up, Total Riders? Excuse me one moment while I just fix the audio here and settings so we can put it on the microphone and sound nice and professional. Let people stroll in, and there we go. How's that sound, Turtle Riders out there in Turtle Land? All right, how's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully pretty good. Happy Thursday. We have a decent-sized audience. I have shared the link to this video on the Philip V. Prentice Facebook page and the Turtle Boy Facebook page, which is ever-growing. We passed 18,000 this week. That's fantastic. It's growing very quickly. Who knows how long it will last? We've had a couple of posts taken down. We were on a good streak there with Facebook for a while. Then they got shisty. We had a couple of shysters this week. Really try to do a number on us. But we're going to keep going. They can't stop us. Kylie Kirkpatrick has tried to stop us with a couple of privacy complaints on YouTube. She who shall not be named has also been a royal pain in the ass lately, but that's a completely different story. So, yeah, we would appreciate if you guys would share this out there. The Philip V. Prentice page, you should definitely like and friend request that page if you haven't done so already. Because I don't know what the word's not getting out about Philip Prentice. Clarence is suspended for 30 days. He gets suspended a lot. He's a bad boy. So in order to keep up with the suspensions, you got to like the other pages. And, you know, Clarence has been suspended for like a week, and I can't get the word out. I tag Clarence in posts. Look, I'm on the Clarence page right now. I go over today, freaking like, I got 20 new messages. 20. Look at all these freaking messages. Stop messaging suspended pages, people. Follow directions. Get with the times. So give me a like or a follow on the Clarence Woods Emerson page. How's the audio sound out there? The audio feel good, guys? All right, so just a reminder, this podcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. I see my pal Chris Riggs in the comments there. He does great work over in Quincy, but don't let the Quincy fool you. They'll pretty much go anywhere, folks, all over New England. They've been servicing doors everywhere. They run this state. They're the premier garage door people. If you have an old rickety garage and you want to modernize it, get with the 21st century, our guys over at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy will come over your house that day. They will give you a price that is so fair, it will blow your doors off, no pun intended. You're probably going to hire them on the spot right then and there, and guess what? They're going to do the job probably that day too. You're going to, at the end of the day, you're going to get a nice little clicker. You're going to press the button. Boom, garage door goes up. Boom, goes down. They'll go anywhere in New England, like I said, and they'll do business, residential, doesn't matter. I've seen some big jobs they did in Uxbridge. They'll go anywhere. They do fantastic work. Their reputation precedes them, and if you are in the market for that sort of thing, definitely give them a call, and make sure you tell them the Turtle Boy sent you. You can find them online at gdplus.com. All right, so the audience, we got 62. They're like not sending out notifications, so you got to hit that notification bell too, because YouTube's trying to shice this out lately. So definitely get on there, and let's just jump right into the podcast, shall we? Did you guys listen to me on the Jared Callahan podcast today? So it was I did my second stint with my pal Jerry at the Legacy Club in Boston. It's very swanky out there. Only the finest can be members there. It's right across from the TD Garden. Kind of a pain in the ass to get to Boston in the morning, but you know what? It's worth it, because this is a big career opportunity for me, because Jerry Callahan's a big name in Boston. He knows a lot of people. He's been around and been on the radio for a long time. He and Kirk Callahan had Kirk Minahan had the top-rated show in New England for quite some time. Before one man, just one guy with a Gmail account, Bob Murchison from Sherborne, Massachusetts, decided that he didn't like the things they were talking about, so he was going to harass their advertisers nonstop until they stopped advertising with them, or WEI forced these two off the air. And that's exactly what ended up happening. Kirk went first, then Jerry, and now they have Milquetoast Greg Hill in the morning, and it's god awful. And then WAF just doesn't even exist anymore. So they went out, but you know what? It was a blessing for them, because now they're both doing their own thing. You know, technically, by the way, Chris Riggs just texted me, and he says, I'd like to do a giveaway on the show. a free motor or door, maybe an ugly door contest. Can we arrange that for the weekend show, Chris? Because it'll be even bigger. How about that? Can we do it? That way we can do a little publicity for it, too. How about that? I think that'll be a good one. But I like it. It's a very generous guy, Chris Riggs. Loves Turtle Riders, loves promoting his business, etc. So, like I said, these guys get driven out of this, but it's kind of a blessing in disguise. The same way that like getting out of teaching for me was a blessing in disguise, because when I was teaching, I was constrained by what I could say, and that's why I had to create Turtle Boy. A lot of you have read the book, you know the story by now. And with those guys, even though they were at the top of the ratings, there's so many things they couldn't say. They were constrained. So now Kirk's on Barstool. So technically he has a boss, but not when like Dave Portnoy is your boss. That kind of doesn't count as having a boss. So he gets to do his own thing. Jerry is literally his own boss. He's got his own independent podcast. And what he's going to do is he's going to have like a rotating crew of people in there. I think it's going to be Alex Reamer on Monday. He's going to have the token gay liberal in there. Tuesday, who do you have Tuesday? I forget. He had somebody good. Wednesday, he had the quarterback that came between the Hasselbacks at Boston College, and then Thursdays it looks like it's gonna be Turtle Boy Day. So I don't mind. I'm grateful for the opportunity to get out there. It's a good opportunity to expand our horizons, cross promote, if you will. So definitely subscribe to the Jerry Callahan podcast, and I will be on there every Thursday. That is the plan. All right, so let's talk about first the big story that I'm really, really fired up about, like wicked pissed. And that would be the story about the college professor in Babson. Boy, this one, guys. We've all seen it by now, haven't we? Let's go to the page. It's all over the news. I mean, I can't believe how much this story is blowing up. So I get this. It was a slow day on Tuesday. I was looking for a nice, easy story to do. And some of these stories people send require like massive amounts of research and screenshots and hours. I just don't have time for it now that I'm short-staffed. We're bloggers, right? So I'm looking for the easy ones. And when I see guy posts crazy shit on Facebook, I'm like, oh yeah, this is a good one. I like this one. I can bang this one out real quick. So he's a college professor, and his name is Asheen Fancy. He is an adjunct professor at the Babson College in Wellesley, an upper-class private institution. And he's also the director of sustainability. I don't know what that means. You don't know what that means. It probably has no reason to exist, but he probably makes like $200,000 a year doing it. And that is why college tuition is so high, and that is why Bernie Sanders is a thing today. So this guy decides he's going to tweet out something crazy. Let's see if we can find it for a moment, shall we? Where'd it go? Come on. Fupa computer. All right. So it says, so Trump, as we know, likes to tweet whatever, right? Some crazy shit sometimes. And he tweets out the other day that he's going to bomb 52 cultural sites in Iran if they fuck with him. Now, obviously, he's not really going to do that. And, you know, all the people on the left are screaming war crimes, because that's technically a war crime, whatever. He's not going to actually do it. He's just tweeting shit. This is what Trump does. People haven't figured this out by now. He just tweets shit, whatever's on his mind. He's not really going to bomb cultural sites. Stop it. But, you know, they want to act like World War III's coming because these people love to panic and freak out and act like the world is ending and all this shit. But it's not. It's not. So this Babson professor tweets this out, and, you know, I get it, and he's got a private page. I couldn't even see this. It was just screenshotted. Somebody sent it to us because we had the best sources in the world. And I just put it out there. You know, he tweets out that he says Ayatollah Khomeini should tweet a list of our beloved American cultural heritage that he should bomb. What should we bomb? The Mall of America? Kardashian residence, whatever. So my thoughts when I saw this, I'm like, so here is this dude. Obviously, this is a joke. He doesn't really want the Ayatollah Assahola to bomb the Mall of America or the Kardashians' home. He's mocking Trump's tweet. And I'm sure he's a radical leftist. I'm sure he's brainwashing the youth to go along with him, but that's just college. Like my pal Kirk Minahan said today on his podcast, I blame the parents more than anything that send their kids to these schools, right? If parents would stop sending their kids to these schools, then people like this would stop having a job. I mean, they have jobs because people send their kids to school there. So stop sending your kids to school there. Problem solved. Anyway, he tweets this out, and I'm like, well, that's a joke. However, if the shoe was on the other foot here, if a conservative had said something equally as outrageous or offensive as what this guy had said, they'd lose their job. Conservatives, I mean, Kevin Hart, couldn't host the Oscars because of something he tweeted 10 freaking years ago. It happens all the time with these people. They love cancel culture. Now, I'm not trying to cancel this guy because I don't believe in cancel culture. What I was looking to do when I published this blog was very simple. I was trying to make a point. I was trying to say, this guy can put this out there, and I guarantee he doesn't lose his job. As a matter of fact, I think I made that very clear in the blog. He's not going to lose his job. Nothing's going to happen to him. He'll probably get tenure. He'll probably get a raise because college professors frequently say fucked up shit on Twitter, and they keep their jobs. And honestly, rightfully so. You should be allowed to say fucked up shit on Twitter as long as it's not over the top. Now with this, it's if he was legitimately urging, I wouldn't have written this. This is bad idea. But I don't think he's Facebook friends with the Ayatollah. And since he had a private Facebook page, I think it's fair to take that into account. Oh, thank you there, Johnny Mac. I appreciate the donation. I appreciate that. So he puts that out there. And I'm like, I just want to see what will happen because it was like a test. I don't think anything will happen. Well, I was wrong because I thought I'd be the only one that wrote about it, quite frankly. Then I look up and people are like, the Boston Herald has written about this. So I'm like, oh, cool. Obviously, they're going to cite me, right? Because this isn't a story without Turtle Boy. Nobody else could have seen this if they didn't read the blog. The guys, unless somebody screenshotted that and sent it to them, the odds are that didn't happen. Obviously didn't happen. So I go to this article, and first of all, the Herald costs money now, which is such a freaking joke. Who would ever pay a dime? The Boston Herald it's you think my website's slow. Go on the Boston Herald's website. It's a freaking joke. They are an absolute disgrace. They exist to be the antithesis or the primary competition for the Boston Globe. And they just don't do that anymore. They don't go after the Globe at all. They don't call it their hypocrisy. They are absolutely useless. And I'll tell you one thing. As much as I don't like the Globe has cited Turtle Boy several times before. Sometimes when they're attacking us, they cite us. But they always cite us. The Globe is probably the best mainstream media outlet as far as giving us credit. I don't know why, but they do. So if they can cite us, then other people can suck it up and do it too. So the Herald writes this story. And keep in mind, this blog has been shared. There you see it on Facebook hundreds of times. And I'm like, okay, so obviously they saw it from us. So I go over to their Facebook page, and I click on it. And I read the story, and there's no mention of Turtle Boy whatsoever, right? Here it is. So this is written by a woman named Alexi Iafredo, and we'll get to her in a moment because she is everything that is wrong with the world today. A Babson College professor was suspended with pay Wednesday after posting a status on Facebook suggesting Iran list 52 American cultural sites that it would bomb. In a Facebook post Tuesday, which has since been removed, but is circulating widely on social media. Stop right there. This is what they love to associate. They just love to call us social media. Oh, well, it's just Turtle Boy is just something on social media. No. Turtle Boy is a publisher. We are an independent website. We use Facebook the same way the Boston Herald uses Facebook as a medium to share our content to a larger audience. That's it. If Facebook stopped existing tomorrow, Turtle Boy would continue. It would be harder to share it, obviously, and be seen, but it would continue. People could just go directly to the website, which I'm sure most of you would. I'm sure a lot of you go through Facebook, but if you needed to, you could find it on your own. Everybody knows that. So, she goes on, calling us social media. The professor wrote, in a retaliation, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read that whole thing again. In retaliation, Ayatollah Khomeini should tweet a list of 52 sites of beloved American cultural heritage that he would bomb. Mall of America, Kardashian residence. So, Babson College releases a statement when this gets out there. Babson College condemns any type of threatening words and or actions condoning violence and or hate. This particular post from a staff member on his personal Facebook page clearly does not represent the values and culture of Babson College. While we understand he has deleted the post, we have immediately suspended him with pay pending the completion of our investigation. So when I see this, I'm like, okay, they're just waiting for the storm to die. I've seen this trick before. You just suspend them with pay, and people are always saying, "Well, why you get pay?" You got to suspend people with pay. You can't. It takes a lot to get suspended without paying a job. People need to get paid, right? That's called due process. You can't just not pay people when they're suspended. They got to eat. So they suspend them with pay, and I'm like, they're just waiting for the news cycle. Trump will say something stupid next week. Everyone will forget about this. Then we'll bring them back. That's the plan. That's what I assumed. Meanwhile, I'm like furious about this. Furious. Because when the Boston Herald puts it out there, and a lot of people aren't understanding this in the comments, people are saying, well, why do you care that the Boston Herald didn't quote you? The story got out. That's what's important, right? No. I don't really give a shit about the story, to be perfectly honest with you. The story was like a filler blog. I had no enthusiasm for this particular subject. When you guys read the blog, you're reading it for leisure, right? This is it's fun, it's entertainment, and that's great. And I love providing that for you guys every day. But for me, it's different. For me, this is my livelihood. It's my way of life. I put a lot of effort into this, right? I do this for a living. I work a lot of freaking hours. I sacrifice a lot for this. I gave up my job for this. And why do we get sources? Why do we get this story first? Well, it's simple. Because of all our previous work. Thank you very much, Christina. I appreciate that. This didn't happen in a vacuum. This woman didn't just decide to randomly send us a screenshot of this one day and betray somebody on her friends list. No, that's not how it happened. It happened because over the last 6 years, I have created a product that is built on trust and anonymity. So people they know that they can come to us with stories like this. They know that we will put the story out there. They know if they went to the Boston Globe with this, the Boston Globe would not print it until they have to. So I earned that source. That source is something that I would not have had I not worked my freaking ass off. So I get news like this because of prior work. And as a result, I'm able to put a story out there like this that's interesting, that's clickbaity, if you will. People want to know about it because Iran's a hot topic, and out of control college professors is a hot topic, and whatever. So it's catchy, and I knew that would catch on. So when the Boston Herald puts it out and they don't credit me, that's a big deal. That's a huge deal because I did the work. They're stealing. And don't tell me they didn't see it. Because multiple people came forward and said, oh, I sent them an email about this. They know goddamn well where they saw it first. They saw it on Turtle Boy. So why didn't they put it? Because they think that they are above our brand, right? That they think it's going to look silly. But why? Thank you very much, Ed, First Amendment. I appreciate that. They think they are above Turtle Boy, that it's like beneath them. Oh, we're the Boston Herald. we're the JV team of the newspapers in Boston. We don't cite bloggers. Excuse me. We're the Boston Herald. Don't you know? We have a paywall now. No. And that attitude right there, unfortunately, is the reality, guys. So that is a big reason that I've created TB Daily News. And it's a big reason why I'm going to phase out Turtle Boy in time, right? Eventually, there will be no Turtle Boy sports. That is the plan here. Because I can't undo what's already been done. I can't undo 5 years worth of blogs that contain cum rag, fupa sloth, jizz whistle, spunk trumpet. I can't undo that. It's done. And I love those blogs. I think that shit is hilarious. Hilarious. But the fact of the matter is, with headlines like that, you're not going to be taken seriously by the mainstream media. And I aim to be taken seriously. I take this very seriously. It's time to make the next trip. And that's what TB Daily News is all about. And I don't put headlines like that on TB Daily News. And yes, eventually some people have asked for TB Daily News. It doesn't have a few things. It doesn't have like the categories yet that Turtle Boy has. It doesn't have the ad-free option. It doesn't have the app. There's no app for it yet. That will come in time. That will come in time. Believe me, there's a plan here to phase out Turtle Boy and make TB Daily News the primary thing. And it also, I would transfer a lot of the content over and maybe reword a lot of the stuff. You know, the classic blogs. Like, I don't want to get rid of some of those blogs are so good, I can't get rid of them. They're too classic. But a lot of them also, like, 5-year-old blogs getting me sued and shit. That's a pain in the ass. So, anyway, this they don't cite me, bottom line. And people are like, well, who cares? I'm like, watch what happens next. I guarantee what's going to happen now is this story is going to spread like wildfire because this is right-wing porn. This is like red meat for them. They're going to love this shit. Breitbart, Breitbart will write about this. Fox News will write about this. It is a guarantee. And when they do, every media outlet, when they write a story, says, first reported by blank. And I knew as soon as I saw this, now they're going to say first reported by the Boston Herald. Why? Because the Boston Herald doesn't have a link to us in their article. They follow the nexus. They see who the original one that posted it was. And it was us. But the Boston Herald, Tucker Carlson probably doesn't read Turtle Boy Sports. So he doesn't know that. And that's fucked up, man. That is fucked up. This is like everything I put into this shit, and they're going to do that. And there's no recourse. People are talking lawsuits. There's nothing I can do, right? Because it's not like they're copying and pasting off of my website. They're reading the blog and then pretending like they found it organically. Notice that she didn't put the screenshot in there. She didn't put the screenshot in there. Why? Because that would have come from our page, and she can't do that. That's actually actionable when you take photographs from another website without a license to do so. You can't do that. So she didn't put that in there. She didn't even put the name. And when you look at this chick, she is the face of everything that is wrong with journalism today. Like, look at this chick. Just happy to be on the field. Like, oh, I'm a girl, but I like sports. Ooh, look at me. I like sports. Sport ball, guys. I'm one of the guys, see? She's some 20-something-year-old chick, fresh out of college, willing to work for $35,000 a year, feels special doing it, feels like one of the guys. And I'll tell you one thing, and I don't give a shit if it's controversial or not. And this is a scientific fact. About 5 or 6 years ago, Kirk Minahan said about Erin Andrews that if she was 10 pounds heavier, 15 pounds heavier, she'd be working at Perkins. And it's true. It's true. This woman would not have her job if she wasn't skinny and somewhat attractive and perky. Very perky. Right? If she was Lizzo, she wouldn't be doing this right now, would she? No. She would not. That's just a fact. So, but this woman is under the impression that she got this job by being good at it. She's not. She's a disgrace. Her Facebook page says professional. Bitch, you're not a fucking professional because they gave you a fucking microphone. You get up here and you say literally the most basic shit. Well, listen, this is her talking about right after the Patriots lost to Miami, previewing the Titans game. Maybe, I got to change the audio real quick. What are people saying? Just checked out Breitbart. They just posted a story on the Professor today. There you go. They cite the New York Post. Fantastic. Awesome. See what I'm saying? Unbelievable. I think the New York Post cited us. We'll get to that. Some people did cite Turtle Boy. Has Fox News written about it yet? Because they will. No doubt about it, right? Built-in microphone. Let's listen to our analysis on sports, shall we?
After that embarrassing 27-24 loss. here at home against the Miami Dolphins. And let me just say, I don't think that this was the regular season finale anyone expected.
Oh, really?
They switched the Patriots decade.
So, guys, I don't know if you know that. So the Patriots lost to the Dolphins. As it turns out, nobody expected that. Holy fucking shit. I thought the Dolphins, the 4-11 Dolphins, would be the favorites on the road against the 12-3 reigning Super Bowl champion Patriots. I had no fucking clue, guys. It was unexpected. Holy fucking shit.
Long streak of first-round bye security. So now, instead of a week of rest, the Patriots are preparing for their first wildcard weekend since the 2009 season. And to top things off, they're playing the Titans.
They're playing the Titans,
who have been on a roll lately, most recently beating the Texans, who the Patriots lost.
They beat the Texans because the Texans didn't play any starters.
So I think it's safe to say that this is shaping up to be
Jesus Christ.
quite the wild matchup. So let's break down the top 3 things you need to look out for.
I mean, it's just so fucking basic. It's just so basic. Anybody who knows anything about sports, it's like this girl is not telling you anything that you don't already know. There's nothing that she said in there that anyone with a basic understanding of sport ball doesn't already know. She has this job not because she's insightful, but because she can stand there and talk into a fucking microphone and say the basics. That's literally all there is. But because she has this, she's convinced.
She's like good at what she does. Bitch, you're not good. You're just a hack. And you don't understand the basics of journalism. And fuck her. Fuck her, honestly. Because she fucked me over. She should be fucking apologizing. She should be, she blocked us on Twitter. She blocked our Twitter account. I don't know if she goes, people her age don't even use Facebook, God knows. She didn't return an email. Very politely worded email. And I'll tell you one thing. Mass Live wrote about it too. And a guy named Scott Croto, a veteran reporter over there. Thank you very much, Lisa. I appreciate that. Scott Croto wrote it over there, and he linked the TurtleBoySports.com because that's what the Herald ended up doing. We shamed them into it. God bless you people out there. God bless each and every one of you. One of my favorite parts about getting ripped off is when all you fine people show up in the comments like a freaking... like you're storming the beaches of Normandy. It's fantastic. Holy shit. Like Attila the Hun. You guys just roll in there with your turtle emojis and your links. And it makes it impossible for that, not only them to ignore, they can't ignore it, but people who come to the page and see it and might not aren't familiar about Turtle Boy, they're like, holy fucking shit, look at these people. This is insane. And then they read about it and they're like, wow, this is fucked up. And that's how the gospel of Turtle Boy gets spread. Thank you all. So it's almost a blessing in disguise when they screw us over like this. I would prefer if they didn't. But we make the most of it, don't we? We always make the most of it because you find people out there. So thank you very much for that. So you forced them to edit their article. Too late, though. NBC and a lot of media outlets had already cited them as the primary source. And when they did cite us, they just said it was first published on the blog TurtleBoySports.com. That's a big reason why I want to get rid of Turtle Boy. I don't want that to be the one. So they click on TurtleBoySports.com and they go like, oh, FUPA, cunt, all this stuff. That's not a good look. Not a good look if you want to be taken seriously. So I want the specific link to the specific article to be up there. It wasn't good enough. So I emailed Scott Croto at Mass Live because he's got the same thing. He's got the TurtleBoySports.com thing. And I just politely told him, hey, Scott, how you doing? And this is the cool part about being out of the closet. You're like, it's Aiden Carney here from Turtle Boy Sports. I'm focusing on TV Daily News now. Could you please link this instead? And guess what? He updated his article and linked it. So thank you, Scott Croto, for being not one of the few, but actually one of the few people in modern journalism that actually responds, does the right thing. Thank you very much. I should say thank you for that. He deserves that. A lot of people wouldn't have done that. So he does the right thing. And other media outlets have linked us. I think I want to say the New York Post linked Turtle Boy to this today. Don't hold me to that. CNN linked to WBZ. See how this works? Yeah. CNN, fucking CNN wrote about it. Unfucking believable. I did this. I'm sitting on my fucking couch writing a story about a screenshot, and it becomes national news, guys. National freaking news. And nobody fucking knows where it came from. I'll tell you one guy who knows where it came from. that professor because he got fired. We'll get to that in a moment. So I just could not believe this. So what I would like you guys to do, if you don't mind, is because I would need some help with this, is find links to articles. Find links to articles that were written about this that don't have Turtle Boy in it, and send it to me on Facebook or on email, turtleboysports@gmail.com, or Philip Prentice on Facebook. I would like to get a little database going of authors and writers who did not cite Turtle Boy properly, and I'm going to send them a very politely worded email like I sent Scott Croto and tell them I would like professional courtesy, and I'd like you to link the true source of this, because this is important for us. This is our work, and I'm sure a lot of them will ignore it, but I'm sure some will understand as well. And we'll see. We'll see who does the right thing. Now, I know the news never covers it. David E. Wade, good God, that guy hates me. Oh, I mean, Kimberly Bookman was the biggest hack because she was looking for it, actively looking for it, and I included her in the blog, and then she still didn't cite me. Frauds. And who the fuck is Kimberly Bookman? Thank you, Cottonmouth. I appreciate that. Who the hell is Kimberly Bookman? You have 7,000 followers on Twitter and a blue check mark. Our fan account on Twitter. I'm not even allowed on Twitter. I got more followers than you. Seriously, who do these people think they are? I guarantee we have a much bigger following. It's whatever, guys. It is what it is. The mainstream media, as much as we want to ignore them, we still kind of need them because they still represent legitimacy, unfortunately. It's a catch-22 situation. So, anyway, the guy ends up getting fired, which was shocking to me. I was shocked by this. And I see a lot of people cheering for it. And I don't think we should be cheering for this, guys. I don't think that's something to celebrate. Cancel culture, in all of its forms, should be detested. It should be frowned upon. This idea... Oh, thank you very much, Johnny. Is the mic broken? What's wrong with the mic? How's the mic doing? The mic not working? Oh, massive static? Hold on. Can I go like... Whenever I touch the cord, fucks it up. Testing. Can you guys hear static? Let me know. Testing. All right, I can go back to the not microphone thing. No, it's just whenever I touch the cord, shit gets fucked up. It's like when I don't touch the cord, things are fine. How about this? Is it still... Well, how about if I take it out? How about now? Still static now? Testing. Oh, it's even worse. Okay, I'm just going to go back. I am going to take it off microphone completely. I'm going to put the computer microphone on. It's not as good on the computer microphone. Are you saying it's good, Ida? It's good? Static bad. Okay, thank you. All right, let's go to the built-in microphone.
Okay. How's that? I mean, it's not staticky, but it's not quite the quality as the previous one, right? Does that sound good, guys? Static stop at least. Static still going? I have a headset. The headset doesn't even work. This is just for show. It's better? No static at all. Okay, good. All right, so we're good. All right. So, this guy ends up getting fired. And like I was saying, this is not something we should celebrate. Just because our team won for once, which is a rarity, doesn't make it good, right? Either we stand for principles or we don't. And the idea that you can get fired for a tweet, it's a fucking joke at the end of the day. Like, I got newsflash. Like, the Ayatollah didn't follow him. He wasn't going to take his commands and blow up the fucking mall. It was obviously a joke. And I think it was unjust that this guy was fired. I really do. Now, what makes me a better person than this guy is that he would never, ever come to my defense like that. Ever. They hate that shit. These are the same. His team is the team that promotes cancel culture. And I hope he learned something from this. I hope he learned that. I hope he learned that, like, oh, wait, if we play this game and they play it too, I can lose my livelihood over that. I can't be funny anymore. I can't be edgy anymore. Because that's all that was. It was just an edgy, stupid joke. He wasn't really going to blow anything up. It was just being edgy. And sometimes when you're edgy, you might go a little too far. So he went a little too far. Who gives a fucking shit? He wrote something on Facebook and then he deleted it. Who gives a flying fuck? Seriously. I just put it out there. I put it out there specifically because I thought this wouldn't happen. I thought, I was like, watch, nothing's going to happen to this dude. And then, oops, he lost his job. So he's one of the few guys, unlike the Boston Herald, that knows exactly who broke this story. If you ask Mr. Fancy Pants, he'll know exactly who broke the story, won't he? So, I think we should oppose censorship in all its forms. I don't think we should be cheering. I know it feels good to finally win one, but, you know, it's not something that should be celebrated at all. It makes us look like snowflakes, too. So, let's, anyway, that's that. Did you guys read the Kylie Kirkpatrick update today? What do you guys think of the latest blog? I'm sure I'll review this more on the live show on this weekend. I still haven't decided if it's going to be on Saturday or Sunday. But it's fascinating, this story. I'll tell you that much. Because this chick's still going. She's pulling a Greg Bates. She's still out there hustling. She asked her. This is her meal ticket. And I really hope, if the Napa police are listening, that you guys take action on this. Because you got a lot to work with here. You have this woman who is a menace. Now, you guys read today. I don't know if she broke any laws today. But you saw what she does to these people that, like, fuck with her. And not even fuck with her. They just point out facts on the internet. So when the story first comes out and this woman's child is viewed as a hero in May of whatever, 2019, and then they see him signing bills and doing all this stuff, and they're like, this isn't right. They know the truth. They know what happened. They know this came from a GoFundMe, not from his freaking allowance. And so they start posting it, and the media ignores them, and that can be frustrating. And this woman can see them posting about it, and so she's actively going. She knows, like, wait a minute, this is my fucking meal ticket. I can't give this up. So the things she was doing to these people who were publicly posting, she sued a bunch of them for harassment. She loses them all. She doesn't even show up to court sometimes. They all get dismissed. She sued her mother 3 freaking times. Her mother, who raised her older daughter to adulthood and raised Ryan when he was a baby because, oh yeah, he was born addicted to opiates because Kylie is a crackhead. She's a pillhead. And she has the audacity to sue this woman for freaking child support. Thank you, Llama Llama. Appreciate that. She has the audacity to sue this woman for child support because she wants the $500 that they got or whatever from when Kylie was in jail and the criminal dead dad paid a little bit in child support. She wants $10,000 for that or something like that. She ended up dropping it. I mean, that's fucked up. That's crazy. Those emails that she was sending to that one woman's boss, the teacher, the ASL teacher. I mean, geez Louise, she will not relent on that. Telling her that, and she lies. She's like, she called them the N-word on video. No, they did not, bitch. The only one saying the N-word here is your out-of-control brat, and that's what he is. I hate to say it. He's 10 years old, and it's not his fault, but that is what he is. He has been turned into a monster. I interviewed her roommate, who had a lot to say. Who was telling me just how scared her kid was to be around Ryan. He's a menace. There's a reason he's getting kicked out of all these schools. The kid is being taught that lying pays, and he's still young. Now, what would happen? The part about this story, I'm not a real mom, I'm a party mom. Exactly, Christina. The part about this story is that, how does it end? Because Ryan, the only person he knows, or he has no friends. He just has his mom. That's it. It's like one of those, this woman is so selfish that she's just like, the kid is going to be my best friend. And it's me and him against the world. I'm going to use him and for fame. It's all selfish. It's all selfish. That's all this is. Using that little crotch fruit till he's not cute anymore. And let's suppose she gets arrested. Then what happens to Ryan? What then? That's his whole world, guys. He thinks that she is a superhero. She's the woman who gets him free shit and takes him all over the fucking world, you know? Then what? What, he goes in the system? The grandmother takes it back? What then? Where's this kid going to go? Foster home? I mean, it's like, that's going to be traumatic if that happens. This is a no-win situation for this kid. If he stays with his mother, I mean, it's what he's got to get taken away from the mother. This is a toxic environment for this child. I would call this child abuse, what is happening to that kid. The things that he's being taught. She's insane. You saw some of those emails that she wrote. And she does a great job of, like, you see she even wrote her fucking pronouns at the end of one of those emails. Her goddamn pronouns. She knows how to play the game. She knows what progressives want to hear, baby. Race baiting, pronouns at the end of it. She knows exactly the buzzwords to use to get Gavin Newsom's attention and people of that ilk. She's very savvy. But then, when no one's looking and she's using that fake page, then the old school Ratchet comes out, doesn't she? The pill-popping Ratchet has a lot to say. Has a lot of potty words. So, wild story. I detest this woman and what she does. I detest the system that has allowed her to get away with this. I detest the mainstream media. I detest these politicians who use children for photo ops. I fucking hate that. I hate anyone who uses a child. That's why I hate the whole Greta Thunberg thing. Not because she's a left-wing activist, but because she's a kid and she's an activist. I don't want to hear from a fucking kid. I don't give a shit about I don't care about what any kid has to say about fucking anything. You're a kid. Shut up and be a kid. Anyway, we'll see how that ends. But it was a wild couple days in that one. The only thing we really have left here is I'm going to talk. It's going to end with focusing on what did the media know and why haven't they reported it. So now I have time to contact a lot of these. And so any Napa people out there who have been following this, if you guys want to save me some time, send me links to any articles that have been written about this. And I'm going to get in especially people who have interviewed Kylie. And I will get in contact as best I can with the people who wrote the stories and ask them for comment about this. Ask them if they're going to retract, if they're going to do a follow-up now that the truth has come out. And we'll see. We're going to put the mainstream media to the test there and see if they're fake news. We've seen that the Napa Valley Register does not want to admit that they fucked this one up. They don't have it in them. They're clinging to this whole thing that it was just $100. No big deal. Just defrauded people of $100. Oh, no biggie. Okay. Except it's a lot more than $100. I would estimate it's in the tens of thousands of dollars. When you add up all of the benefits that she got, all the airline tickets, all the hotels, all the food, all the tickets to games. Let's not forget, she also uses the ALS thing that never happened to make money. The GoFundMes. The breast cancer GoFundMe today. There was nobody with breast cancer. That was a freaking lie. I mean, how low do you have to be to have a breast cancer tattoo or a breast cancer tattoo GoFundMe for somebody who doesn't exist? An imaginary friend. The freaking disgrace. Absolute disgrace. She disgusts me. And yeah. Anyway, why don't I take any questions you guys have? Anything you guys want to ask me? I haven't had a chance to really follow the questions, the comments much. I'll answer anything that I can in there. Yeah, Jennifer is. So she doesn't mind saying. So Jennifer is the ASL teacher. Yeah, I mean, you saw what happened with her, right? So they email. They started harassing her new school district, which is not in Napa, and just with fake lies about her being a monster and all this stuff and a racist and blah blah blah. So she tries to get a restraining order against her, which I would try to do too, to stop the harassment. And the judge, and I'm going to be like, understandably, I think, says that, well, the law says that you're not the one being harassed, your boss is. So I can't issue a restraining order if she's not contacting you. And so what I would recommend is now your boss has to get a harassment order. And they can do that. All you have to tell these people to do is stop. Stop. But it's a tough position to be in for the employee because, I know that position. I used to be a teacher. And the ideal teacher is the teacher who doesn't elicit phone calls. That's all they want in the main office at every public school in the United States. You don't want to be the teacher who causes phone calls. They don't want to deal with any phone calls. They hate when that phone rings, and they hate when they get emails. So they don't care about the whole backstory. They don't care if you're innocent or they're innocent. All they know is they're getting phone calls, and it's interrupting their day. They don't want to deal with that. And so it's a tough position to be in as the employee because you're like, I didn't do anything, but you're probably still kind of like aggravated with me a little bit. You wish you didn't have to deal with this. It would be a lot easier if you didn't have to deal with this, you know? So, any other questions you guys have? Let's see. Love me some swamp donkeys. I drove to court yesterday, and I was on my way, by the way. A little update on court. I was going to Woburn from Middlesex, and I'm in Sterling on 190, about an hour away. Get a phone call from the ADA. The defendant has decided to plead guilty, so I am not required to go there. And guess what? I fucked up the defendant. I'm in court with so many people, I don't even know who I'm going to court for now. It wasn't Dan Astle. He's in Leominster. I have in Leominster court. In Woburn court, I have Adam Walker, the psychopath from the summer, who tried to get me to write a story. He just got out of jail, and he tried to get me to write a story about the victim, his victim, who was also an ADA, who he threatened and stalked, along with his attorney and his therapist, who sent him to jail. And the first thing he does when he gets out of jail is try to use me as a weapon to go after his victims. And I ended up blogging about him. And then he starts threatening me with burner phone numbers and stuff like that. I figure out it's him. He violates. He's not going back to jail, though. They're just reprobating him. That's the system. He'll violate again. No doubt about it. So, wrong defendant. Any other questions you guys have? Have you heard from Amanda Sawyer recently? Amanda's not going anywhere. She's going to keep commenting. I don't even pay attention to her. She's a friggin' joke to me. She's nobody. She looks a lot like Kylie Kirkpatrick. I'll tell you that much. She reminds me very much of Kylie Kirkpatrick. And, of course, she just runs to the defense of Amanda is mentally insane. So I don't even want to humor somebody who's that mentally unbalanced. Any other questions? There you go, Jennifer. I'm glad your district is backing you up. That's great news. It's awesome to hear. But I'm sure you'd rather not deal with it. You know, there were some other women on there. Go read the blog if you haven't already. It was pretty wild. Oh, she sued the freaking lawyer. That was crazy. She sued the lawyer who represented the coach who benched her kid for calling one of the other coaches the N-word. That tells you everything you need to know about her. I agree completely that Amanda is the new Kevin Lynch, and she's dangerous. And this other one who's dangerous is this Nita chick. Remember her, the one on New Year's Eve who said she was going to give people rides? Oh, no, she's going to call the cops on them. She's been up our ass and friends with Amanda, so watch out for her, too. Dying to know if she started bothering you. Kylie, no, the only thing Kylie has done is simply just reported our videos for privacy violations on YouTube. You know, she tried to frame me as a racist. That didn't go well for her. Didn't work out too well, etc. How'd the guy in Arizona that got locked up make out? He's still in jail in Arizona. And once he's done serving his sentence there, he'll be extradited to Massachusetts to serve his sentence here. Abrams had court the other day, and bail was denied. So Abrams is still in jail. What made you love the blog life? Just being free. Being able to say and do whatever I want. It's very invigorating. And I get high on page views. I'm not going to lie. Page views are like an addiction. Once you get in the blogging game, you'll understand. Like, you love to see the page views. These are my page views right here. You guys see them up here? When these rise, baby, oh, man. It's like, it's somewhat arousing. So that is what I love about it. I can't answer any questions right now, Jeff, about the LLC. My attorney has advised me not to do that, so I'm not going to talk about that. No, she has not contacted me. Kylie will not contact me. Kylie's frightened of me, I think. She knows I'm the one that isn't going to stop. I'm not. She's a bully. When you stand up to bullies, they don't know what to do. That's all this woman has done. She has capitalized on that. And the ability of working for yourself is that there's nobody to hold you accountable. That's why she's going after YouTube, because YouTube could cut me off at any time, I guess. But that's not going to happen, hopefully. Yeah, you're right. I get to do whatever. Good point, Cherokee. I get to do what I want until people sue me, which, whatever. We're still here, aren't we? Still here. Any other questions you guys have? Do people leave her? Yeah, like nobody wants to speak out because they can't afford the repercussions. And I had a couple women in this last story that just, one woman is like, you can't put my story up there. You can't do it. I'm like, I could be anonymous with it. I could word it this way. She's like, I just rather not. I just want you to know what she's doing to me. And so I kept her out because she's scared. I mean, this woman has these people living in legitimate fear that they're going to lose their jobs. Not that they're going to like get their ass kicked or something, but they're going to lose their jobs. They don't want to deal with that, with this lunatic bothering them. When is number 7 happening? Next week sometime. Like I said, I want to take the weekend to try to, like I said, if anybody wants to send me, the Napa people especially, any stories in the media in which Kylie was interviewed, I'd like to get in touch with as many reporters who have written about this as possible and give them a chance to correct. That's what I want to do. And because 7 is going to focus on the media's coverage of this. That's going to be the theme of that one. And how this happened in the first place, to kind of sum it up. All right. Anything else? No, the next one is the last one. I'm sure there will be a couple follow-ups here and there. There's always follow-ups on these. But as far as like the 7 part, the investigative series, that'll be that. So if she gets arrested a month from now or something, I'll obviously write a blog on that. But as far as just reporting the whole story at once, that will conclude next week. All right. Any last minute questions before we call it a night, folks? Well, thank you, Johnny. Yeah, Laura, Jesus Christ. I mean, poor Laura. Prince Harry running out on the family. American marries into the British royal family, and she just ganks him. America takes what they want, doesn't it? A lot of people don't care about the royal family. I'm intrigued. I think Prince Harry is very intriguing. I think he's cool. I like to hang out with Prince Harry. But I don't really give a shit that much besides it. I did not see The Audit in America in Fitchburg. I'll have to go and watch it. I almost hate giving them my attention. Imagine having a 7-part series about what an asshole you are. Cherokee, you could go and write that, man. Nothing's stopping you. Go on WordPress, make a blog, and do a 7-part series about what I am. But make sure it's good. It can't be like these other hit pieces on me, like Taunting Uncensored. You can't just go on there and be like, he's a piece of shit and he's a scumbag and rapes kids and this and that. That's not good journalism. Like, you got to have links, you got to have documents, you got to have sources. This shit ain't easy, man. Blogging ain't easy. Do it right. If you're going to roast me, do it right, please. All right. You didn't mean me. Okay, apologize. Sorry. Sometimes I forget who's friend and foe around here. Sometimes I forget. Oh, I see. Okay, I got you. Okay, that makes sense then. Okay. I read that too fast. All right. We will talk to you guys on the weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going to go Saturday or Sunday. Kind of want to watch sport ball this weekend, even though the Patriots aren't in it. But I'll be in touch. All right? Peace, Auto Riders.